Hello students, Standard 8. Today we are going to start a new chapter, chapter number 14, Chemical Effects of Electric Current. Everybody is familiar with the electric current. When the electrons flow through the wires, we call it electric current. Maybe sometimes your elders tell you that don't touch electric appliances with your wet hands, because we know that some of the materials allow the electric current to pass through them, which are known as good conductors of electricity. For example, the metals like iron, aluminium, copper, etc. Even our body is also good conductor. And generally the purest water, like mineral water or the distilled water, not mineral water actually, distilled water, that is bad conductor or the poor conductor of electricity. But when some salts are dissolved in water, it becomes good conductor. And generally we know that when we use this water for our daily use, it's not distilled water. In some extent, salts are dissolved in it, and therefore, if you touch the switches or plugs with wet hands, then because of that water, the current can pass through your body, and body is also good conductor, so we can get shock, electric shock. And therefore, it is advisable that do not touch them, all the electrical appliances or the plugs, switches, with your wet hands. On the other hand, some of the materials are poor conductor because they do not allow the electricity to pass through them. For example, rubber, plastic, wood, etc. And therefore we know that the wires conducting electricity are insulated with the plastic or rubber coating. Switches and the bodies of the electrical appliances are made up of special type of plastics like bakelite and so on, because they are poor conductors, so they do not allow the electricity current pass through them. Now we talked about the electric conductivity tester in standard 6th, in which we make a circuit and keep two ends open with a battery and a bulb in it. So when we put any different materials one by one in that two gaps, then if the bulb is glowing, we can say that that material is good conductor of electricity. And if the bulb does not glow, then that material is poor conductor of electricity. We put different materials like iron nail, wooden stick, pencil lead, etc. In this tester we only use the solid materials. So from that conductor tester, we can check whether these solid materials are good conductor or poor conductor of electricity. What about the liquids? Can liquid also conduct electricity or not? If we use this conductor tester, we can check the conductivity of the liquids also. For this, what we have to do? We have to keep that both ends that we keep open in the liquid and pass the current. If the current is passing through that, means if it is a good conductor, then the bulb will glow. And if the bulb will not glow, it means that that liquid is poor conductor of electricity. It means that we can use the same conductor tester to check the conductivity of liquids. Generally, all the acids, bases, and solution of salts, mineral water, etc., are good conductors of electricity. But some other liquids, like distilled water, they do not allow the electricity to pass through. So liquids also, some of them are good conductors of electricity and some are poor conductors of electricity. I know that you are familiar, but just look at this conductor tester. If we keep that two ends open here, and then we can check the conductivity by putting the two ends in the liquid also. If the bulb will glow, that liquid is good conductor. But if bulb does not glow, then the liquid is not the conductor, means it is a poor conductor of electricity. So you can take different materials, liquid like vinegar or the lemon juice or any other materials, liquid materials available to you, and easily you can check the conductivity of the that liquids also. Now, as we saw that before that, check the bulb if it is not fused, because if the bulb is fused and then when you put that two ends in the liquid, bulb will not glow, then we will understand that it is not working, means not good conductor. So make sure that your bulb is not fused, all the connections are made particularly, so that we can definitely test the conductivity of the materials. And doing this things, never use the direct supply of electricity from your house. When you do any activity regarded to the electricity, you have to use either the cell or the battery, because there is less chance of getting electric shock. So now, sometimes, as I told you, if bulb is fused, connection is loose, then you should replace the bulb and tight the connections, then it will definitely work properly. And while checking the tester, you can directly touch that two ends of the tester, then you will understand that it is working. Otherwise, the bulb is fused or something is wrong in your tester. Now, in some situations, even the liquid is poor, good conductor of electricity, bulb is also not fused, but still bulb will not glow. Because what happens is sometimes that the bulb is right, but the electricity passing through that liquid is very, very low. So in this situation, when there is very, very low power is passing through it, then because we know that we learn the heating effect of electricity. What is heating effect of electricity? Due to heating effect of electric current, the filament of the tester gets heated to a high temperature and it starts glowing. So when we do the testing by the conductor tester, if that material is good conductor, then the current will pass through the bulb and the filament in the bulb is getting heated and it is getting high temperature. And due to that high temperature, it starts glowing and emits light. That is due to the heating effect of electric current. Now, sometimes as I told you that if the current is very low, then it will pass through that bulb, but the temperature will not go enough high so that the bulb can glow. So in this situation, bulb will not glow, and then we will have misunderstanding that that liquid is not good conductor or the poor conductor of electricity. So as I told you, if the current is too weak, very low power, then the bulb cannot glow because that filament will not get enough temperature to emit the light and glow. And therefore, it is not gonna show you particular results. So now, what can we do for that? In this situation, we can make another type of conductor in which we can use LED bulbs. If the current through a circuit is too weak, the filament does not get heated sufficiently and it does not glow. In this situation, as I told you, LED means light emitting diode. So now we know that small LED are available in the market. So in place of the bulb, normal bulb, electric bulb, we can use this LEDs. Because LED will glow even the current is very, very weak. If the very weak current is also passing through that bulb, means LED will start glow. And in this situation, we can easily use that. So, LED is always connected to the positive terminal of the battery. Means the LED will have two ends. One is little longer and one is little shorter, as showed here. I know you are more familiar to LED. You can see that one of the end is longer, the other is shorter. Now you have to be careful that the longer end of it is always connected to the positive terminal of the battery and the shorter to the negative terminal of the battery. And in this situation, LED will glow even there is a very weak power is passing through the circuit. So that is much better conductor than the normal electric bulb, because as we already discussed that if the power is too weak, the normal bulb does not glow, but the LED will glow, and we can definitely get that decision. Similarly, we can use the magnetic effect of electric current also. We know that magnetic effect of electric current, that when current is passing through the conductor, then the conductor behaves like a magnet, means around it a magnetic field is produced, and if you keep the magnetic needle or the compass near that wire, the magnetic needle will show deflection. It shows that current is passing through it. If you attach the poor conductor, then the current will not pass through that circuit, and therefore the needle will stay in the north-south direction only. So that is also used as a magnetic effect for a conductivity test. So we learn about that things. Now in the next session we will learn more about the current and its the chemical effects of electric current. We are going to finish today's session, followed by PDF, and if any confusion, write down in the comment section. Thank you very much.